In this video, I'm going to show you how I insulate an existing wall in my house. So this is the wall right here. You can see it's some panel board. Underneath the panel board was some actual old mortar. And I was trying to avoid ripping everything down so I didn't have dust go all through the house. Plus I wanted that extra layer for insulation. The first thing I did was I took a tape measure and I measured from the ground up. I put marks in several locations and then connected them with a straight edge and then went the whole length across the room. So right here you can see that I have the top cut open, also the bottom's open, but the 2x4s are in the way so you can't really see it. I also tried something else here. You can see I got a circle with a square next to it. The circle I drilled with a hole saw, and I stuck my arm up in there and tried pulling the insulation down, and it was too tight. It was hurting my elbow. And then the square next to it, kind of the same thing, just wasn't enough room to move around in there. So I ended up cutting the whole center out, just like I did on the top and the bottom. This is my oscillating tool that I use to cut the walls open with. You could buy these at Harbor Freight, that's where I got this one. I also got the blades at Walmart, but I ended up ordering a pack off of eBay, and I got probably like 20 of them, and they weren't even that expensive. It's easy to be pretty precise with this tool. Just go slow, and try not to hit any nails. They will go through the nails, but you'll dull the blades pretty quick, but make sure you use the entire blade. You can see right here I'm using the center at one point. It's because I'm using one hand. Later on, when I was using two hands and not recording, I was making sure I was using the rounded edges as well. When I was done with this, it looked really nice. Everything was cut pretty straight, and all I did was pried everything off. But you got to remember there was mortar behind there, so I did go through like 2 packs of blades. So here you can see I got the center cut open. On the left hand side, the yellowish board, that is the old mortar underneath. The second square end, that is the lath board. So I did have 3 layers to go through, and the blades were getting kind of chewed up. So that's why I was making sure I used the entire blade. Here's a better look at how I tried doing it with the circle and the square in the beginning. Trying to reach up in there and pull it down. Trying to minimize the dust that I kicked up when I was cutting the wall. So after I had everything cut open the way I wanted, I ended up finding a triangle of cardboard. It ended up coming in something that I had shipped to my house. So what I did was I just cut it in half because it's very solid. So I cut it in half and then just folded the insulation over and shoved it down in the wall. I did this from the center down and then from the top up, and then I would just grab the insulation, pull it out, and then when I shoved it in from the top, down from the top, I would overlap them. This worked so well, and I was able to move so fast that as soon as I got the technique down, I was able to get the whole wall done within like an hour. The reason I chose to do it this way opposed to doing blow-in insulation, just drilling 2 holes and being done. I live near a railroad. We get a lot of vibration around here, and with the vibration it could shake that insulation to where it's not all tight in the wall, to where this is tight in each cavity. So you can see in the photos that I actually started to shove it in the cavities going upstairs as well. I do have 2 walls that I'm going to do upstairs, 2 exterior walls. I put a new furnace in the house right before I started this project, and I can tell 100% that my house is maintaining this heat so much better. I use the infrared temperature gauge all the time just to check the temperature on the outside walls, just to see what it is, just because I'm curious at times when it's 30 degrees outside to see how warm my wall is. If you guys have any questions, feel free to leave a comment and ask me. I'll do my best to reply.